I'm ChitraNawbatt for TRT World, and I'm joined by Stacey, Allaster, the CEO of the Women's Tennis Association. She's here at the NASDAQ, just rang the opening bell in honor of all the WTA stars playing at the U.S. Open. Stacey, thank you for joining us.
Well, good morning. It was an exciting morning to open the NASDAQ Stock Exchange, and we hope the market does as well as Serena Williams.
Serena Williams, let's talk about her. What has she done for the game of women's tennis?
Well, certainly Serena and Venus were a gift to women's tennis, and they really have transformed the sport for almost 20 years. And we look at really the physical aspect of the sport today, and without question, Venus and Serena led that. And you know, they're 35 and 33, and they're really showing the longevity of how to play for this many years, and that is also another new milestone for women's tennis.
When it comes to this tournament, who should Serena be watching out for who might come close to catching her?
Probably just Serena. I think she is such a champion, so dedicated. It has been really nice to watch her enjoy being back in tennis. She had the injury back in 2011, and sort of when something is taken away from you and you don't think you might have it back, and then you get it back, you know, it has fueled her to now historic sites where she's going for a Grand Slam and out for 22 Grand Slam singles titles to tie with Steffi Graf.
When she eventually retires, how do you fill the gap?
She's not going to retire. No, look, that day will come, hopefully not for a while. But, you know, the great news, there's so much depth of talent in women's tennis. Joining me today at the opening bell was young American Christine McHale. There are 11 Americans in the top 100. There's lots of talent on the bench, Madison Keys, Taylor Townsend, and we have many other global stars, you know. So it will be a transition, there always is, but what we do know is that today's generation will stand on the shoulders of the great champions of the past and continue to grow women's tennis.
You and others have fought hard for equal prize money for women in tennis. Do you feel satisfied that we're there?
Well, we have come a long way. Many people probably don't know that the USTA awarded equal prize money in 1973. They have been the champions of equality for 43 years, and that's really amazing. We got equal prize money in 2001 in Australia, and then finally in 2007 at Wimbledon and Roland Garros. And on the WTA, we have 6 events that are equal prize money. So where we have equal product, it's equal prize money. So that's where we're in a good place, but without question, we need to continue to push. And you know, we have come a long way, as Billy would say, but we're still ambitious and we want to continue to grow.
Let's talk about men's tennis. It has the attraction of the so-called Big Four. How do you commercially compete with this?
Well, look, how great for our sport to have, you know, Serena Williams, as many are saying, the greatest of all time, and guys like Roger Federer, Rafa, and Novak, and Andy Murray. That's good for the product, because tennis fans like men's tennis and women's tennis. And so I want men's tennis to be super successful, because that has a positive impact on women's tennis.
Men's tennis, one controversial player, Nick Kyrgios, he just got some suspension and a fine. Do you think the punishment was enough?
Well, look, I don't run the WTA or the ATP. They've got to run their sport, their tour, the way they think is best. You know, my statement was clear. That kind of behavior is unacceptable. And, you know, when I look at our athletes, they are amazing global ambassadors. They're great citizens, and little kids look up to them. They're inspired by what they do on the court and off the court. So for our sport, for our product and our brand, that kind of behavior we have you know, zero tolerance for.
Because when it comes to the reputation, right, some may argue that on the women's side there's not a lot of very colorful characters. You've got someone...
Lots of colorful characters, I can attest to that, you know.
You've got someone like a Nick Kyrgios whose comments were inappropriate. How does that, how do you balance the cost of that commercially on the sport with curbing this kind of behavior?
Yeah, look, we have, you know, zero tolerance for that kind of behavior. And there is a balance. We want them to be colorful. We want them to be authentic. We want to be relevant in today's sport entertainment industry, but at the same time, not to the detriment of our brand. So it's finding that balance. But, you know, we're going to be in Singapore at the end of October for the BNP Paribas WTA Finals. And we have a new event, the WTA Rising Stars. So, as we're preparing for the future of not having some of the greats of today, the Rising Stars Invitational, a couple things we're doing. Fans will vote on who they want to see in Singapore. And that's an opportunity to innovate the product. So we're going to have music in between points. We're going to play shorter sets. And the athletes after a match aren't going to walk off. They're going to stay 15, 20 minutes. The kids are going to be invited onto the court to hit with the stars, do the selfies. And those are the types of things that we need to do to innovate to be able to grow our business.
Stacey, thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us. Thank you.